Here we go. Coming out of Penn Station. It has been a while. It is Tuesday, August 26th. Let's check the time and temperature on our bus station. Bus stop, 12:22 p.m., 76 degrees. And this is my first time in the city since May. My semester starts today. So I figure I'll take you along with me on this first trip in. I was sitting on the train, reading my magazine. And it's funny because it's across the street. Like I said, I haven't been in, haven't been on the train since middle of May. Yet it felt the same. There I was sitting there, going, first day in a while. But you know, there's nothing really new about sitting on a train. Same train I've sat on many times before. Nice blue sky back there. So what I do this summer? I painted mostly. I wanted to do some painting. I had 5 canvases lying around, 24 by 36 inches, and I said, let's see how many paintings I can get painted. I was hoping to get, first I thought I only had 4 canvases, so I was hoping to get 4 done. Then I saw I had a 5th one, and so I was like, all right, I wonder if I can get 5 canvases done this summer. And I was able to, because I got a couple done real early. In June and May, I worked on a lot of sketches. And in June, I got 2 done. I was like, I can do this. I got 2 done in June, 2 done in July, 1 done in August. And I got my 5 canvases finished. Means nothing to anybody but me, but what the heck. Let's see. I'm a little sad today too, because I found out that someone I knew died. He was part of the 1990s Marvel Comics crew back when we all worked there. His name was Mort Todd. He has quite the extensive resume in comics. Oh, look at that. FIT's back to painting, the students painting paintings on the outside of the building. Let's stop and look at those, one of these walls. But anyway, Mort Todd, who, born in 1961, I saw. He was an editor for Marvel Music when I was there. That was like a new department Marvel came up with. And he ran it to make music-based comic books. I think before he was at Marvel, he was like an editor at Cracked magazine, back when it was a magazine. One of the youngest editors ever at the time. That was, I think, the early 80s. Then he went on to do other stuff too. But we got of course it was on Facebook. His sister left a note on Facebook saying that he had suddenly passed on. kind of stunned all of us old Marvel people. Now, I haven't seen him in years and years, but I talked to him on Facebook. And he just, for those comic fans out there, just, I think it was last summer, maybe a year ago, I can't even remember. Was making a lot of videos and doing a lot of interviews because he was working with the Ditko family to get some of Steve Ditko's work published. So the public-facing Mort was out for a while at that time. We're going through here. These cars aren't going anywhere. Watch out for the bikes. Always watch out for the bikes. So, New York City looks the same, except warmer. In the months since I've been gone. Bye Bye Baby, Bank of America, Whole Foods Market still there. I've been listening to a book on The Great Gatsby and how it came to be. So I've been listening to talks of 100 years ago New York City quite a bit, because F. Scott Fitzgerald placed the Gatsby book in New York City and Long Island, and he liked the city. He lived in the city himself and Long Island. So there's a lot of early 1920s New York City stuff going on in the book. And here we are 100 years later. Quite a bit of a breeze here today. I don't know how that's affecting the microphone. I'm noticing it coming up from downtown. Let's wait here. Watch some of the cars go by. In the shade right now. Looks like we're about to hit some sun down there. Here we go. Cars have all gone by. We head our way down to sunny turning 3rd Street.
It was really good.
On the always open place on the corner. Electric bikes going by. Haven't done this walk in months. Seems about the same. Little Chelsea papaya over there. Get me a Chicago dog. Don't know what it is, but they're $4.50 there. Now we're out in the sun, waiting for the light to change. 23rd Street and 7th Avenue. We got a while to go on this light. Let's take a look. East on 23rd Street. There's the 1 train over there. Vivi bubble tea. You know, I did not know until I recently read it as we walked down to 14th Street that they've done something to 14th Street, and they've done it ages ago, where they're keeping, because I noticed there wasn't a ton of traffic on 14th Street, and And they somehow have 14th Street set up for buses to cross the city. I don't know how, but I have noticed in the last couple of semesters, I was like, there's not a lot of traffic on 4th, not a lot of cars. And it struck me, but I never thought, why? Why? Because it's part of the traffic plan. It's like, okay. So when we come down to 14th Street, we'll notice there's fewer cars than on 23rd. Pop-up vintage clothing, that sign's been there forever. I don't think it's pop-up anymore. When your sign is sun-faded, it might be more than a pop-up. Oh, look at this, the eternal construction is still here. They didn't wrap it up this summer. They still have all this construction stuff here. People don't know to walk on the right sometimes. Oh, look, and this place with the... At least the place next to the place with the red doors is open. Lots of fans on the wall. Some sort of bar, restaurant. Ah, a hardware store. Let's keep going. That was a rough patch of road for that bicycle. Coming up to 20th Street. I lose track sometimes. Let's see, what else have I been doing? I have been working on my Dreams of Things covers to comics that don't exist. I made it up to issue 300 of that. I've done 300 of them. They're pieces that are 11 by 17 drawings and ink and marker that I usually show off on my comic book at the end of my comic book hauls every week. I made it up to issue 300, but I'm doing variations of issue 300. So there'll be lots of different covers for issue 300, just like happens these days with actual comic books. So I've been working on that all summer too. Been, of course, keeping up with my weekly blog. If you've never been over to radiantcomics.com, I usually write 1,000 words a week about art, whatever art I might be working on. And also my webcomic is there, 4 talking boxes. I have to get back to writing some of those. I was so far ahead in writing them that I decided to take some time off from it, because there was no point to being a year ahead. Now I feel like I don't have to get back to writing something. That's what happens with something like writing 4 talking boxes. I get way into doing it. So for months and months, I keep writing 1 a day of them. And then I'm finally months and months ahead. And I go, you know what? Why don't I stop for a little while? And it's strange because sometimes it's hard to stop. Sometimes it's hard to start. There's a persistence to either one. I was talking on one of our Friday night comic book shows, talking about halls of fame. And I said, I'm not famous. I'm never getting into any hall of fame, but I can sure get into the hall of persistence. because I persist in doing things. Like my comic strip. I think the first one was in 2010, and it's been running 5 days a week since 2010. That's a lot of comic strips. I do them because I like to do it. Still this little spot with our roof on above us. These sidewalk scaffoldings that never come down because there's rules on them going up, but no rules on them coming down. But in order for them to come down, the owner has to fix the building. And that's something that it costs too much. It's cheaper to keep the scaffolding up, so they do. Here we go, next street. What do we got here? 16th Street, we're almost to 14. Oh, my watch wants me to know if this is a walk I'm on. I've been going for walks this summer, and I tell my watch I'm going for a walk, so it keeps track of my exercise. It just went, "Are you walking? Do you want to keep track of this as exercise?" It's like, sure, why not? But I never remember to turn it on as I'm walking from the train to the school. But why not? I already got my exercise in for the day. I cycled. I like to cycle. I get out about 5 times a week for about 45 minutes. So I was out there this morning. Oh, there's the West Side Market. Haven't seen that in a while. I'd say that about everything, right? Here we go. We're coming up on 14th Street. We're going to look to see how many cars are on it. Pizza New York across the way. Crispy, crunchy chicken. Right, here we go. Up on 14th Street. Let's check the traffic situation. Looks like not much because people are walking across. Yeah, look at that. Empty of traffic that way. And empty of traffic that way. There really is less traffic on 14th Street. All right. It's good to talk to y'all. As I stand on the corner of 14th Street for a moment, maybe I'll go down to the park. I got a little time before my class starts. You guys have a good weekend there.